Hi there, this is Kirtana here, your Pinterest ads expert. Today, I wanted to share with you 10 top mistakes e-com owners make when it comes to their Pinterest ads. Mistake number one is e-commerce owners tend to turn off their ads too quickly. So what I mean by this is you are probably an e-com owner or somebody who's trying to test out Pinterest ads. And what you've noticed is you probably have experience working with other platforms like Facebook, Google, YouTube. And you tend to see those platforms optimize a lot quicker and sooner just because of the age of the platform. They're so mature, they've got so much data, whereas Pinterest is the new kid in the block, right? So it's an infant platform. And for you to assume that it would work as efficiently as a platform like Facebook and Google or even YouTube would do, it's kind of naive, right? So for that, and it's technically human behavior. You've seen that pattern, you expect the same to be here. And if it's not that, you're kind of going to turn your ads off. So Pinterest is a little bit of an uphill climb in the beginning. You got to give the machine a lot of data, give it a lot of data, let it understand, let it see who are your ideal audience. And over time, once it gets who your customer avatar is, it goes berserk. That's when you could scale, that's when you could see greater ROAS. So stay in the game long enough for you to teach and train Pinterest how it works. So that's the beauty of the platform, and that's probably the reason I see a lot of e-com owners who reach out to me say, hey, I've tried Pinterest in the past, it hasn't worked. What do you think working with you? Why would it be different? So which is why I always say, how quickly did you shut off your ads? And that gets us to this whole hole where you're kind of training the machine. And so don't turn off the ads too quickly. And then you're probably asking me, okay, how do I know when I'm spending too much and losing money? So my suggestion is, if you do have the budget, keep a window of 30 to 90 days with an ad spend of $100 and start testing out to see if you're getting a good CTR of 1% and above. So my primary concern is going to be the CTR. Have a CTR of 1% and above. And if that's not there, then you've got to keep testing out creatives. So $3,000 a month is a good starting point. If you have lesser, 1,500 is half of that. But just be sure that your data is going to spread out, right? You're not going to get data very quickly. So yeah, so with that, you'll definitely know in a 90-day window if Pinterest is even going to work for you or not. So mistake number two is people go extremely narrow with their audience. They try to have it as under 1 million, under 2 million, under 3 million. It's better to go broad if you're seeing traction with Pinterest. So what I start off with is I always start off broad and then start getting narrow to teach the machine side of it better and go from there. So don't start off with an extremely narrow audience because you're not training the machine enough, right? Mistake number three is you spend very little and you probably spent about $1,000 or $2,000 and you're like, I'm not seeing enough traction. I've kind of just got a little lesser than my ROAS. And that's normal. That's normal with Pinterest. So don't shut off the platform with just that small indicator. Mistake number four is not enough e-com store owners use it as a powerful top of funnel traffic tool. So CPCs on Pinterest are really, really low. You have an epic window of opportunity right now if you're going to get on Pinterest. You can have your retargeting on Facebook, Instagram, Google, but try to get your top of funnel traffic from Pinterest. That is really going to help you reduce your overall cost of acquisition. And it's not about one or two sales, right? Like you'll see it spill over in a 30-day period, you'll start seeing your cost of acquisition come lower, and layer it better, use it strategically, and kind of delve in this window of opportunity right now. Have the early advantage touch. Mistake number five that I've noticed is don't give it enough importance because of the giants like Facebook and Google. So there are so many e-com owners who I talk to who say, no, we just want to crack it on Facebook and Google. We don't really care about Pinterest, which I get it. I'm not saying, don't shut off the giants, diversify to Pinterest. I'm not stupid. I'm just saying layer it with Facebook and Google. Don't underestimate it saying, no, I just want to crack this channel, but let me not crack this channel, because then you're going to lose your window of opportunity. Everybody is going to get in here once they figure this is going to work. And then again, CPCs, everything is going to rise up. So build your email list. Okay, so the next one is don't have retargeting set up. What happens with Pinterest is Pinterest has a top of funnel frequency cap, which means your ads don't reach people more than 1.5 to 1.8 times, which means you're not going to have enough purchases at top of funnel. So set up your middle of funnel until Pinterest says, okay, let's remove the cap at top of funnel level. So set up your retargeting to see uh, ultimately your traffic trickle down, ultimately your add to carts trickle down. So people are going to see your ads more, then make a choice accordingly. Mistake number 7. Okay, so this is a big thing I've seen with Pinterest. People do not test creatives enough. So phase 1 of literally what I do is to try to get the targeting in as much in line. Like I start off broad, start testing, then I get narrow and narrow, trying to teach the machine. If it doesn't work, my goal is to try to always get a 1% and above CTR. And the only time I would ignore that if my ROAS is justified, if I'm getting a great number of sales despite that. But what we try to do is we churn out a lot of creators in the beginning. We try to get going with them to see which would work, which wouldn't work. Try to get a high CTR, and essentially that's the most important metric for us in the beginning, to see which creatives work, which creatives don't work. And copy is not the most essential thing with Pinterest. So what you see as a graphic on Pinterest is known as a pin, and people usually click ads based on the pin design itself, not so much the copy. It's not like Facebook where you see a headline, you have a body copy. So just have a simple headline with a call to action in the description and a pin. So that's what I would definitely recommend. And a mistake number 8, have a limited ad budget on Pinterest despite ads working well. So I really don't know if it's just me who had this experience with a bunch of clients, but I have cracked their Pinterest funnel, but they still don't want to spend a lot on Pinterest. Like I've given them like about 7 to 8 ROAS, and they still don't want to spend a lot on Pinterest because they're like, no, we are diversified our budget so that so much could go into Facebook, which sort of is a no-brainer for me because you're making money here. Why aren't you spending more here? So if you see Pinterest working, scale quickly, scale soon, because it's going to make you a lot of money. Mistake number 9 is if you have a low product value, try to increase your AOV by bundling your top products, and try to kind of have the bundle. What bundle is what you advertise on Pinterest, so you ultimately make a lot more money with your sales because of your increase in average order value. And I'm always kind of always telling everybody, building your email list is the ultimate backbone, despite whichever platform you're on. So whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Google, whether you are on Pinterest, always work on building your email list, because ultimately you could increase your LTV of your customers, right? So mistake number 10 is you don't do Pinterest organic. So e-com owners are in a hurry to kind of test ads, and they just get started right on with Pinterest ads. And in my experience, I have seen Pinterest ads perform better when you have Pinterest organic clubbed with it. So what I mean is, say advertiser A just does Pinterest ads, advertiser B does Pinterest ads and Pinterest organic. So advertiser B would have better ad deliverability because they also do organic. So club the two. Don't try to just take the platform for what it is, but try to get your advantage so you get better traffic, better deliverability, low CPCs, low CPMs. So, use it to your advantage. Don't try to do it in a hurry and do a bad job. Instead, club the two. Last but not the least, I have a bonus mistake. They don't have their Pinterest account set up before running ads, and this is a big mistake I've seen with clients. So what we do when we onboard a client is we do a Pinterest audit, set up at least 8 to 10 boards around their product, or their ultimate products. So if it's a t-shirt thing, or if it's a fashion thing, we have a bunch of fashion related boards, have accompanying SEO rich descriptions, have an SEO rich board description, bio, and everything is set up properly so that the machine side of Pinterest gets what your brand is really about. And this is also going to really help Pinterest give your ads better deliverability. So don't ignore this tip, and yeah, so don't put Pinterest aside. Get on it Now, if you don't want to figure out another platform, reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you. And if we are a good fit, we could definitely work together. My website is below in the description. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do have any questions, ask away and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.